Senior sneaky carry-on hacks airlines miss every time. Welcome aboard, fellow travelers. If you're eager to outsmart the airlines, you found the right spot. Today, we're revealing 10 clever carry-on strategies that older travelers, and frankly, all of us, employ to bypass those annoying baggage regulations. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button before we depart, so you never miss more advice like this. Now, let's unlock the secrets of smart packing, starting with number 10. 10. The Grandpa Innocence Hack. Employ the senior card with a friendly grin. One of the most subtle tricks isn't a gadget at all. It's pure attitude. Have you ever noticed how nobody wants to argue with a kind elderly man about an extra carry-on item? Airline personnel are just people. A polite older passenger with an additional scarf or a shopping tote frequently gets a pass. Many gate agents would rather slightly bend a rule than risk appearing to badger someone old enough to be their own parent. Senior travelers can sometimes quite naturally benefit from this considerate treatment. For instance, picture an older gentleman politely asking, "My dear, could you assist me with this small bag?" Who's going to respond, "Apologies, sir, that's one bag too many." Exactly. This strategy is less about deception and more about the inherent charm and patience that often accompanies advanced age. And honestly, being exceptionally pleasant and a bit forgetful about that extra item can work for younger individuals too. But seniors have perfected it into an art form. Just don't overdo it. We're aiming for cleverness, not dishonesty. By the way, if you're enjoying these suggestions, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps us, and we appreciate your support. 9. The Mobility Aid Loophole. Turn your mobility aids into an advantage. One beneficial perk of being an older traveler is that items such as canes, walkers, or folding wheelchairs are not counted toward carry-on limits. That's absolutely correct. Airlines generally must allow passengers to bring mobility devices on board without charge, so you can stroll onto the plane with your suitcase and your walker, free of any extra fees. The clever aspect? These devices often feature pockets, baskets, or handles where you can conveniently attach items. Resourceful seniors discreetly place additional snacks, a water bottle, or even a small pouch of necessities onto their walker. Do you use a cane? Some inventive individuals have canes that also serve as storage. Imagine those novelty canes designed to hide a flask. But perhaps you fill yours with candy or chargers instead of whiskey for your flight. And if you require wheelchair assistance at the airport, you'll typically pre-board, which means you get first choice of overhead space and no one will be weighing your carry-on at the gate. It's a completely legitimate benefit that just happens to allow you to bring more items. So, whether it's a walker that doubles as a carry-all or a cane with a secret compartment, make your mobility aid perform extra duty. After all, you've earned those privileges. Utilize them. 8. The Mary Poppins Purse Trick. Transform your personal item into a Mary Poppins-esque bag. You know how airlines permit one carry-on and one personal item, right? Well, older travelers have understood for years what some younger passengers are just now realizing. A personal item can be a deceptively spacious tote, bag, or backpack, one that appears standard but holds an incredible amount. Consider those large bags grandfathers often carry, mysteriously producing cookies, tissues, reading glasses, or even an extra sweater. It's practically a TARDIS, bigger on the inside. To successfully use this trick, select a bag that fits beneath the seat, but really pushes the boundaries of the airline size specifications. For example, a roomy underseat backpack or an oversized satchel can often accommodate 2 to 3 days' worth of clothes if packed efficiently. Most airlines don't bother to weigh personal items, so you can fill it to your heart's content. One experienced older traveler mentioned that his floral tote bag comfortably held an extra pair of shoes, 3 novels, and his tablet, all free since it was simply his personal item. The key is to make it appear like an ordinary accessory. No one gives a second thought to an elderly man with a small duffel that slides under the seat, brimming with his camera gear and medications. So, channel Mary Poppins and pack that personal item to its absolute maximum. It's truly impressive what you can fit when you get imaginative with pockets and compartments. 7. The layer-up strategy. Wear your wardrobe. Wear your luggage. Literally, this is the classic Michelin Man approach. Instead of packing that bulky sweater or a second jacket, simply put it on. Airlines can't charge you for clothes you're actively wearing, can they? Seniors who've navigated through lean economic times understand this trick very well. If your carry-on is overweight, just start layering up. Don that extra cardigan, coat, or even an additional pair of pants if absolutely necessary. One granddad famously joked that he once wore 2 hats, a winter coat, and a rain jacket on a flight to avoid having to stuff them into his bag. He might have looked prepared for a blizzard in July, but he successfully saved $50 in baggage fees. This hack has numerous real-world anecdotes backing its effectiveness. In 2015, a young singer donned 12 layers of clothing, yes, 12, including 6 t-shirts and 4 jumpers, to evade a 45 lb fee and actually fainted from heat exhaustion on the plane. So, we certainly don't advocate for such an extreme measure. Pace yourself. Perhaps stick to a couple of extra layers, not your entire closet. The objective is to wear your bulkiest items, your coat, boots, sweater, so they don't occupy precious space in your bag. You can always shed a layer once you board and begin to cool off. Pro tip: jackets with zippered pockets can conveniently hold smaller, heavier items. Discreetly placing some weighty gadgets in your coat will also reduce the weight of that carry-on. You might shuffle through the airport resembling a fashion-challenged snowman, but you'll be smiling all the way to your seat and the bank. 6. The Pocket Pack Travel Vest. All hail the multi-pocket travel vest or jacket. If anyone has truly mastered this, it's older travelers who prefer not to haul heavy bags. These vests are essentially wearable suitcases. You've undoubtedly seen them. Those vests boasting more pockets than a pool table. Each pocket presents an opportunity to transfer something from your carry-on. Metal detector? No issue. You can effortlessly retrieve your iPad, camera, medication, and snacks from 14 different pockets in mere seconds. In fact, an Australian designer once created an airport jacket featuring 14 pockets capable of holding up to 15 kilos, 33 libras of belongings. It even converts into a carry-on duffel bag when you're not wearing it. Talk about James Bond level technology. For a less high-tech approach, many seniors utilize a fisherman's or photographer's vest. Pack your heavier items, batteries, chargers, that thick paperback novel, into the vest's pockets. Come boarding time, you appear simply as a well-prepared traveler in a vest, not someone who's overpacked. Security might give you a brief second glance if you're jingling with gadgets, but everything is perfectly allowed. Once on the plane, you can remove the vest, and voila! You've essentially transported a small suitcase worth of items on your person and tucked it neatly under the seat. One clever traveler refers to this as his portable attic. All the extra items he might need are literally on him. Fashionable? Perhaps not. Effective? Absolutely. It's a favorite among older travelers. Practical, ingenious, and you'll feel like a travel ninja with all your gear tidily stored within your clothing. 5. The pillowcase ploy. Sneak in a bonus bag by designating it as a pillow. This particular hack gained significant traction recently, thanks to TikTok. But guess what? Astute seniors were likely employing this tactic long before it became popular. Here's how it operates. Instead of excessively stuffing a second carry-on, you fill a pillowcase with clothes and carry it as if it were your personal travel pillow. Most airlines typically don't categorize a pillow as a piece of luggage. After all, who would charge an elderly man for bringing his neck pillow, right? Consequently, a well-filled pillowcase can function as an extra item of luggage, entirely free of charge. We've witnessed individuals cram pajamas, jackets, and even jeans into those zippered pillowcases. It's surprisingly efficient and pliable, so it still feels somewhat like a pillow. However, be advised, flight attendants are not oblivious. If your pillow resembles a bulging laundry sack, even with a Hello Kitty cover, it might attract unwanted attention. A Delta flight attendant with 10 years of experience noted that crews are alert for oddly shaped, overstuffed pillows that are clearly not just memory foam. One flight attendant commented, "A pillowcase packed with clothing assumes an unusual form of its own and can draw undesirable notice due to its awkward shape. Essentially, if it's too obvious, you risk being singled out. The crucial element is to avoid overstuffing. Make it appear credibly as a pillow. Perhaps include an actual pillow or a hoodie on top for added softness and natural shape." Many travelers report that this trick works flawlessly, especially on US airlines, which tend to be more lenient. So, go ahead and comfortably embrace your secret stash pillow on the flight. You'll have the coziest bag of clothes in the sky. Just try not to seem too sheepish when you use your pillow to retrieve a fresh outfit mid-flight. 4. The Russian doll bag trick. This involves the classic bag inside a bag maneuver. Imagine those Russian nesting dolls, one fitting perfectly inside another. Now, apply that concept to your luggage. This particular hack is brilliant for airlines that restrict you to just one carry-on item. Yes, we're looking at you. Super budget airlines. Here's what you do. Take a smaller bag, such as a lightweight tote or backpack, and place it empty inside your larger carry-on. As you proceed through boarding to the gate agents, it appears as though you have only one bag. Once you're safely on the plane or past the final baggage inspection checkpoint, you can discreetly pull out that second bag and redistribute your belongings. Ta-da! You now have your main bag for the overhead compartment and a smaller personal bag for under the seat, even if, technically, your ticket didn't permit a personal item. Clever, isn't it? Experienced travelers frequently share this advice. One Reddit user mentioned that he nests his day pack inside his carry-on until he's on board, then uses it to hold items needed during the flight. This trick is also useful if you had to consolidate bags to meet a size restriction at boarding. You can separate them later. It's Camouflage 101. Conceal your extra luggage until the coast is clear. Just be subtle. Don't dramatically yank out your hidden backpack in plain view of a strict flight attendant. Perhaps do it casually once you're seated. Oh, I'll just grab this bag from my suitcase to keep at my feet. Most of the time, nobody will notice or care by then. With this hack, you can effectively sneak an additional item past the gate. It's like performing a magic trick. Now there's one bag, now there are two. Just remember to smile innocently. Who, me? This little bag? It was here all along. 3. The gate check gambit. If you're feeling both fortunate and a little audacious, attempt the gate check gambit. This hack effectively leverages the airline's own operational procedures to your benefit. Here's the scenario. You have a carry-on that's borderline oversized, or perhaps an extra bag, and you absolutely want to avoid paying to check it. Instead of worrying, leisurely approach the gate late in the boarding process and hope to hear those magical words. Ladies and gentlemen, the flight is full and overhead bins are almost at capacity. We'll be checking bags for free. Yes, on crowded flights, many airlines will offer to gate check your carry-on without charge as the plane fills up. They much prefer to take some bags off your hands, gratis, than to play Tetris with luggage in the aircraft cabin. Some financially savvy travelers intentionally board last or hold back, so that by the time they appear, an attendant might sigh and tag their bag to go into the hold at no cost. It is a bit of a gamble, of course. If the flight isn't particularly full, you might just end up having to lug your larger bag on board, so ensure you can fit it if necessary. But on packed flights, this strategy often works perfectly. One travel forum participant described it as legalized stealing a checked bag. You essentially outsmart the system into checking your suitcase for free. Another tactic, volunteer eagerly when they inquire if anyone would like to check bags at the gate. Raise your hand enthusiastically and hand over your bag. You'll bypass baggage fees and still have your carry-on delivered to baggage claim. The advantage is that you don't have to hoist it into the overhead compartment or contend for space. The drawback is you'll have to wait at baggage claim after landing. And remember, this only applies to carry-on sized bags. If you arrive with a steamer trunk, they will most certainly charge you. But for a standard small suitcase, the gate check gambit can genuinely save you money and reduce stress. It's akin to airline jujitsu, using their own regulations to your advantage. 2. The medical bag freebie. Harness the medical needs exemption. Many seniors travel with necessary medications, CPAP machines, or other medical equipment, and airlines genuinely make allowances for such items. In fact, airline policies explicitly state that medical devices or assistive items do not count as part of your standard carry-on allowance. This means you can have your regular carry-on bag, plus, for instance, a CPAP machine bag or a medical supplies pouch, and it is entirely permissible. Resourceful travelers have been known to attach a medical equipment tag, even a homemade one, to an extra bag and fill it with whatever they desire. Now, we are certainly not endorsing dishonesty about medical needs, but if you genuinely have them, or perhaps just a significant number of vitamins and a nebulizer, this hack will be your best ally. One elderly couple shared that they consistently pack a separate small case for their medications, compression socks, and a blood pressure monitor, and no airline has ever counted it against their luggage limit. Another flyer observed that gate agents rarely question a bag that is clearly designated for medical purposes. No one wants to intrude on a grandpa's oxygen tank or an elderly woman's dialysis machine. Even something as straightforward as a cooler bag containing insulin and snacks for diabetics can fly free as an additional item. Pro tip: if you do use a CPAP or other medical device, absolutely bring it as a carry-on. Not only do you avoid baggage fees, but you also ensure it won't get lost or damaged in checked luggage. This hack is less about a sneaky loophole and more about knowing your legal rights. Airlines are obliged to accommodate medical necessities. So, pack that medicine bag with confidence. You might discover a few extra outfits or souvenirs tucked in there too. We won't disclose your secret, just offer a polite nod and state, "That's my medical bag," and glide on through. It helps immensely that this particular method is 100% supported by the official rulebooks. 1. The duty-free disguise. The duty-free bag dodge is a legendary carry-on loophole that airlines seldom detect. Airports typically allow passengers to bring duty-free or other shop purchases in addition to their standard carry-on. Travelers, therefore, transform this into a means for free extra baggage. The trick? Purchase something inexpensive, perhaps a bottle of water, some gum, or a small souvenir. Then, request a large shopping bag and fill it with overflow items from your suitcase. To the gate staff, it appears to contain perfume or a bottle of whiskey. In reality, it might hold shoes, clothes, or a bulky jacket. This hack works because duty-free bags are safeguarded by international agreements, permitting you to bring these purchases on board. Airlines generally do not challenge them. Some travelers even save old duty-free bags and repurpose them, making it a sustainable and clever trick. Reddit and TikTok are brimming with individuals who swear by this method, many having used it for years without any problems. One passenger carried clothes in his and effortlessly passed through, as staff simply assumed he'd been shopping. If there isn't a duty-free shop nearby, any airport store bag can serve the purpose. Just act natural and keep it plausible. Avoid trying to cram giant duffels into tiny boutique bags. Done correctly, it's a rule-compliant way to carry more items for free. For seniors and astute flyers alike, it's a loophole hidden in plain sight, casually swinging from your arm. And there we have it. 10 clever carry-on strategies that would surely impress even a seasoned travel professional. From bundling up with layers as if you're venturing to the North Pole, to transforming a shopping bag into a complimentary extra suitcase, these hacks demonstrate that a little ingenuity, and occasionally a touch of harmless mischief, can genuinely save you money and headaches at the airport. Did we overlook any of your personal favorite travel hacks? If you possess a brilliant trick or a humorous anecdote about outsmarting airline regulations, please share it with us in the comments section. We'd genuinely love to hear it. If you found these tips helpful or simply amusing, please hit that like button and share this video with your fellow adventurers. And remember to subscribe for more valuable travel tips, clever tricks, and savvy life hacks for seniors delivered to you every week. Thank you for watching, and until our next encounter, happy travels, and may your carry-on bags always be in your favor.